What is up, folks? I just recently got back from vacation and picked myself a bottle of Havana Club Seleccion de Maestros. This one is a limited edition release, and we're gonna be taking a look if it's worth getting the next time you pass by duty free. Let's taste it, shall we? So it's a triple barrel aged rum, hand selected by members of the Maestros Roneros Guild of Cuba. So I actually saw a video from Havana Club per se, and they showcase how a group of master blenders come together every year and blend what they think that would make the best rum that year. This is the 2018 release. Has a nice little cap here. Says the Rum of Cuba. Voila! Wow, look at that. Pretty much represent the little box from outside. This is a really nice looking bottle, actually. Pretty different from their 3-year or the 7-year. This is the first time I'm gonna be tasting this, actually. But before we taste it, I guess we should talk a little bit about rum per se. If you don't know the spirit of rum, oof. There is a lot to cover for that, but I'll try to keep it brief. Rum can be a really complicated spirit. The thing is that there are basically no real laws for rum. Anything can make rum. You get sugar, you ferment that sugar, then distill it, and you get rum. Let's just mainly talk for Caribbean rums and this Cuban rum here in terms of production. Before you're able to make the rum, the first thing you need is sugarcane. Sugarcane is harvested, and then you press the sugarcane in order to get this juice. This juice is known as guarapo. So the juice of this, you heat it up and you press it for long enough, you'll get different types of sugar. In the case of Havana Club, they get molasses. Once they get that molasses, they'll transfer that molasses into a fermentation tank. They have these huge fermentation tanks and they mix it with water and their own yeast, they say. That ferments for about 24 hours and that'll become pretty much wine. They call it molasses wine, or molasses wine. Or most Caribbean rum are known for being distilled in a column still, which is this huge machinery that heats up the alcohol, evaporates, and then condenses it once again. And the condensation liquid that you get is alcohol. This machinery does it really consistently and also creates a much cleaner product. Once they get that, they'll transfer that into barrels that might look like this, but much larger. In Havana Club, they actually age that aguardiente for a minimum base of 2 years, and then they use that as a base for all their rums, and then they use that 2-year minimum as a base, and then they'll blend it with other different types of rums that have been aged for different years. That's the whole production. This rum is a blend of many different years, many different barrels. It says exceptional rum, triple barrel aged and finished in hand selected white oak barrels by Maestros Roneros. It says the same thing in Spanish on the left hand side. It's 45% alcohol, which is not very common to see Caribbean rums except for Jamaicans that are higher proof. So I got this bottle for about 55 euros. Actually, the nose of this is quite nice. Got a lot of like toffee, chocolate, a little bit of oak, some tobacco on the nose. Lots of fruit, actually. Yeah, like peach maybe, with vanilla. The color of this is actually quite nice. It's like an amber hue, not super dark, but also not quite as light as other rums, obviously. Give it a fancy swirl. First time tasting it, so let's go in this journey together. Wow, that's actually really nice. I think it's super mellow. I think it almost drinks like juice. It's 45% alcohol, but That's actually really smooth for being 45%. Maybe it's because of the type of distillate that it's much smoother. I do definitely get a lot of oak in there. Some of that nose notes that I got, that tobacco, coffee, but now I'm getting a lot more of baking spices. So when you age a spirit, you get a lot of more of those baking spices like cinnamon, vanilla. So this is actually pretty nice for a 55 euros, which would be, I don't know, $60 to $65. That's actually not terrible. I think this, like, if you find this is not very easy to find. Like, I flew internationally a few times, and the only time that I've seen this particular bottle has only been most recently in Italy. Yeah, even in Mexico I couldn't find this one. Mexico was actually sold out, both the 7 and the 3 year, which I was super bummed the last time I was there. Every time I go internationally to any country, I try to grab myself at least a bottle of 3 year or 7 year Havana Club, because it's so hard to get here in the United States. But this is actually a quite nice sipping rum. I'm pretty surprised. I don't know if I would make a cocktail out of it. I think I would make something like a rum old fashioned, which I might give it a go. Is this worth getting, traveling with, and maybe skipping some of your family members not to get any little gifts from duty free? I would say so. This might be a better gift to share with someone, but you keep the bottle, than getting like a little postcard or chocolate kind of thing, in my opinion. Even though I like this a lot, I would actually just still prefer some other styles of rum. I'm a big fan of Jamaican rums. There's some Barbados rums that are really good as well. Like, I'm thinking right now, like the Foursquare and Worthy Park Estate. The Royal McCoy, actually similar notes to this, but it's also quite comparable for if you can't find this. But yeah, I think this will be really nice accompanied with a cigar. I do really want to try their other rums. They have a 15-year-old, another limited release, and they also have like their original rum or something like that. If you're looking for a rum that to make all the Cuban classics like the daiquiri, mojito, the 3 year is like such a steal. There was one time that I ran out of aged rum and I made a rum old fashioned with Havana 3 year, and I was actually quite surprised how good it was. Stock your bars with Havana Club. I think it's worth it. I would probably buy this again if I see it, but not until I finish this bottle, so it might take a little while. Conclusion: buy it. It's worth it. But that's gonna be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next memoir. Salud. El que se va pa' Guadilla pierde su silla, papá. Ave María. Ese sí es el sabor bueno. Oye, ahora no hay alguien por ahí que me pase el fósforo, por favor, para prender esto, coño.